Hi Aquarius, my name's Jason. Thanks for visiting my channel. This is your second half of October reading. General, love, career, it'll resonate with you in whatever area it resonates. I've already given the cards a pretty good shuffle. Let's see what the second half of October has for you, Aquarius. Okay, so you are going into the second half of October with some kind of burden. You're feeling as though there is something which you're just about to drop and you're quite happy to see it go. So it could be like a job or some part of your job, or maybe a relationship where it's been weighing you down and you're thinking, oh, enough's enough, it's time to go. And so it's a completion of a cycle, okay? So you might even have a little sore back at the moment. That sore back might be a symptom of this burden that you've been feeling as though you've been carrying, okay? Maybe we'll talk about that more a little later, but it looks like you're going into the second half of October feeling a little burdened about something and you're just about ready to get rid of it, to call it quits. Now, your task for the second half of October, okay, you have here the Six of Cups. So there may be someone, there's a couple of different stories here. First one, maybe someone coming back from your past looking to reconcile, and you'll need to think long and hard whether you want that reconciliation. Now, this is not necessarily a love or romantic interest. This could be an estranged friend or perhaps an estranged relative, something like that, okay? The other thing I'm seeing is your task is to be childish, not childish, playful, okay? So have a playful energy about you, okay? Lighten up a little bit, and that's the word that's come through, lighten up. And so you get rid of these 10 wands here and lighten up a little bit. So that's perhaps they're connected there, okay? We'll talk a bit more about that later. Okay, your fears for the second half of October, the Magician. So you're probably saying, well, why would anyone fear the Magician? Okay, the Magician represents all things practical and doable, okay? Even though he knows how to bring things down from the universe and to make them happen here on the ground, there may be some things which are happening which you don't want to happen. Some good things may be happening in your environment, and you know they're good, but you know that there's probably going to be some changes which will hurt a little, okay? Maybe some kind of a culture shock. Maybe there's like a new order of someone in charge, a new boss or someone at work or something like there's something new, and it looks like there's going to be a whole bunch of new changes here. And even though the changes I'm feeling are going to be for the better, you seem to be fearing that change. Maybe you're fearing that you might need to move into a new office and you're going to be separated from some colleagues that you've really grown to love over a period of time. Okay, maybe we'll have a look at that later. Anyway, so that's what you seem to be fearing for the second half of October, that there's some kind of change happening, a big change, a practical change in the way things are done in your home or at your work or within your relationships, okay? But because it's the Magician, it's more about these real practical things like a new building or a new system which you're going to have to try and come to terms with. Okay, the best attitude for you to take for the second half of October is represented by the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is my favourite queen. She's on top of everything. She's emotionally mature. She's quite intuitive. She's got all the stuff together. She's well dressed. She's organised. You go into her house, it's nice and clean. Everything about this queen I really like, and so this is probably saying to you, for the best attitude to take is, I might be saying clean up your act a little bit, and you might have to clean up your act, okay? There might be some changes coming which are going to put pressure on you. Now, the Queen of Pentacles takes responsibilities and she knows how to deal with them. She takes it all in her stride. She's more than capable, okay? That's what you want to feel for yourself. Be confident that you can handle any of these changes that are coming your way in the second half of October and beyond. They could be some permanent changes, long-lasting changes, because the Magician here does represent like the major arcana, which might have more of a long-term impact on things. Okay, So if you sort of take this energy knowing that you are capable, you can rise to it, okay? So this card is asking you to rise to the occasion in so many different ways, in the way you keep your desk at work, making your bed at home, things like that, the kitchen, tied it up a little bit, something like that, or maybe something doesn't look quite right around your home or around your workplace. If you have a look at it, think, oh, I think I could spruce that up a bit. Because the Queen of Pentacles is quite a civilized, forward-looking kind of person, and she does things with an eye. She's got great taste. Okay, so maybe this is asking you to see how you can spruce up your environment, make it a bit classier, perhaps. Or, and I'm not saying that your environment's not classy. Perhaps it just needs a bit of a revamp. It could be something as simple as like a new coat of paint on your house, or part of your house, like the doorways or something. You might have been thinking of that recently. Maybe that's what that's asking you to do, but basically it's asking you to just lift your game across all of it. Have a good look at what's around you, okay? Now, the best attitude, the result of applying all these energies, as they might be, is the Judgment card. Okay, now the Judgment card is a major arcana, and when we have the Judgment card, it quite often indicates a decision which needs to be made, and this decision is final. There's no going back. It can be a life-changing decision. Okay, so it's not necessarily a good decision, so you need to think carefully about the approach you're taking to this matter, whatever it is. But the decision you'll have to make, all this work that you've been doing, is going to take you to a decision which you'll have to make. Okay, I'm not feeling what that is at the moment, but it's probably got something to do with this other stuff that's going on here. So let's go around the board again and find out a little more. We'll try and clarify some things. So what is this burden here in the Ten of Wands? What burden is it which is dragging you down, and you just about decided to get rid of it, or you know you have to get rid of it, that sore back? It's just a little niggle, but it could get worse. Let's have a look. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Okay. You have the Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups is a nice card to have. Okay, so there could be a relationship that you're working on, and it could be a business relationship. If you have a look at the caduceus there, so between those two cups there, you'll see there's the two snakes. Now, that's a sign of trade, an ancient sign of trade. And quite often the Two of Cups represents a trading relationship. So perhaps there's a business matter which might be impeding your personal life, your relationship somehow, or perhaps there's a work relationship which is not quite working, or if it is working, you realize that something has to go. You might have to make a decision about, well, I've got to drop one of these aspects of this. I can't sort of work with my lover, or my lover can't keep coming into work, or something like that, okay? Because it might be a distraction, or it might be causing others to look at things a different way, and it might be impacting your work and your reputation in your work. Okay, so that's what that's looking like there. Okay, so with the Six of Cups in your task, what does this task say? Remember, I said it was something about trying to be more playful in what you're doing, and decide whether you're going to reconcile with someone, and how you're going to reconcile with someone if they come from the past. That's probably just a few of you. They're a specific audience, but this card's generally asking you to be a little more playful about things, be a little more optimistic, have the optimism of youth. Younger people are generally more optimistic about life, a little more energetic. They're not as jaded as some of us older people. When we get to a certain age, we've been there, done that. We're not as excited or stimulated by the things we used to be stimulated by. This card is asking us to go that way and see the beauty, see the excitement, and that really is there. It's just that we don't feel it anymore because we've been there and done that, or we've seen it so many times. So perhaps a fresh perspective there. Let's have a look what that's about. Okay, so why is the Six of Cups here? Here we go. We've got two cards have come out here. The Knight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Rightio. So the Knight of Swords is the kind of energy, could be a person coming from the past. I'm feeling you might be getting a message from the past. It could be something about a decision which was made long ago and it's impacting now. Okay, so either that or there is someone coming, perhaps this person you may be considering reconciling with. They may be projecting this Knight of Swords energy. Okay, now the Knight of Swords comes through, makes clear decisions, can sometimes be very harsh with their words, and maybe they'll be a little bit too harsh for you. And that's one thing you're probably remembering about this person, was the way they used to speak was quite harsh, and it was perhaps one of the turn-offs which led to the estrangement in the first place. Okay, so you're being asked to consider whether that is something that you want to put up with if you're going to continue this relationship, or if it's an estranged parent or family member. Sometimes you don't get to choose whether you're going to continue the relationship. You're just going to work out, well, how are you going to go forward with this relationship? Okay, so that's what I'm getting there for the Knight of Swords. But because it's got the Seven of Wands with it, now the Seven of Wands talks often about standing your ground. Okay, so this energy here, this Knight of Swords may have been a little pushy, and they may be pushy. You may have a principle you need to stand by. Okay, stand your ground here with this person. That's what the cards are asking you to do. Okay, so whether you reconcile or not with this person, it's all about standing your ground, and don't let these harsh words and this very forceful kind of Knight of Swords energy distract you from your purpose, which is valuing yourself and standing for what you believe in and having your boundaries. Okay, so that's what that's saying there. Okay, what I'm feeling. Now, the Magician. Okay, the Magician here. Why would you be fearing such a positive, practical energy? Does it have something to do with this Knight of Swords here? Is this Knight of Swords some kind of a builder or a tradesperson? Do they have a lot of different business interests, and they seem to be able to make everything work, which is a very strong attraction for you, and you're seeing them this way, but you're fearing that because of whatever reason. Okay, let me just see if we can clarify that. Why would you fear the Magician energy? Why is the Magician here in the fears position for Aquarius? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Okay, this person, this Magician here, okay, they have lots of business ideas. They don't often come to fruition, so there's a bit of risk involved. Okay, the Page of Pentacles is indicating that perhaps you're seeing that this person has some kind of grounding that you like. Okay, you see that it's not necessarily for you, but there is something about that that you have to admire. Okay, and so perhaps there's an attraction to this person. There's a strong attraction to this person, again with the Knight of Swords there as well. So that's all sort of could all be mixed in somewhere. And this Page of Pentacles is saying, well, you know, that you are seeing some good in this, but you're a little bit scared to move forward in this situation. If it's about the changes at work, some big changes at work, okay, it's got to do with perhaps the business you work for, the organization you work for is going down a new direction. It has been successful before, but there are a lot of changes involved, and the page is representing something new, and the pentacles are representing something to do with material projects, long-term investments, that kind of thing. And you might be a bit fearful that this long-term change which is happening, it just might not be for you. Okay, so that's another side that I'm getting for that. But whichever it is, remember, take this Queen of Pentacles attitude to things, that you are capable. You have all the resources you need to be able to cope if you want to. You've got plenty of capacity there if you need it. You might need to tidy up your desk a little bit, tidy up your home a little bit, or however this is resonating here. And by that I mean tidy up your work and your home. I'm not just saying vacuum the floor. I'm talking about, you know, the organising of where things go and Can you find something if you need it? Do you need to throw some things out and keep it all fresh? Okay. At the end of it, there's going to be a decision you're going to be able to make clearly. Okay, so once you've tidied everything up using this Queen of Pentacles energy here, you'll have clarity of thought. You'll be able to make this very life-changing decision here, and it could be based on this Knight of Swords energy here. Okay, so that's your reading, Aquarius. I hope that's resonated for you and given you some guidance there. Please let me know in the comments if it has. I appreciate that. You can subscribe. Any feedback you can give me on my new channel here, I've got thick skin, I can take it, but try and put it in a nice way. And I hope to talk to you in November.